Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Argo Sports Insider. I'm your host, Will Kennedy. We're going to start off this week here at the University of West Florida with men's basketball coach Jeff Burkhammer out here in the field house lobby where your team just got done with a weekend set as we tape this show. 2 wins, which is always what you want to do when you come home, and it was really some great performances against a shorter basketball team that came in having played some tough opponents and played pretty well. Your assessment of how the weekend went?
Great response. I thought earlier in the week we did not play well at Montebello, didn't finish that game well, and came home and really talked about playing with heart, doing some of the intangible things, and really had a terrific weekend. Got off to great starts in both games. I thought our top 7 or 8 guys were very good for over 80 minutes, and a good weekend for us to have.
You had talked pregame as we do our broadcast for those games about wanting to have your team respond after a tough loss on the road against Montebello and come in and show some heart. You told me heart's on the lockers, and that really kind of code words for let's get tough, let's get out there, let's turn the energy up. You did that.
We did that. I thought we played with a lot of heart. The guys were coachable. They really played with energy. I thought our warm-up was even better. We talked about that, our warm-up being better and having more excitement with each other, playing well together, and we came out and really put on a good performance, I thought, both nights.
You know, you never know exactly who's going to be the one that steps up game to game and moment to moment. Tariq McElphin in the first game against Shorter on a Friday night, went out there. We saw it in the season opener where he had a career high, I think 32, goes 33, probably could have had more, but you guys were way comfortably in front. He really, I think, kind of set the tone, along with Wendell Matthews, who started that game for you with some dominant play inside.
Well, really, both games we went inside early, and Wendell got the ball down there and got fouled a bunch. The second game, he goes 11-12 from the free throw line, but McElphin was terrific. In the first game, just outstanding, great decision-making, got to the basket. We really worked this week playing off 2 feet around the rim. I think that helped him. And he took good shots, he made shots, and really had a great night.
Daniel Sofield, who we talked about a lot last year on the program, obviously as a freshman started every game for you last year. That jump between freshman and sophomore year can be huge. I think he's come back. We've talked about it on the program. He looks different a little bit physically. He plays different. So instead of being the spot-up shooter that we saw a lot last year, now we're seeing him go to the rim. We're seeing him grab rebounds, defensively do some things. He's a different player.
And we got him posting up a little bit now. So, yeah, and for Daniel to make that jump after the type of summer we had where guys couldn't get in gyms, he's working on an outdoor court in New Jersey. And he made a great jump. One of the things we talked about before he left, once you put on the floor more, be able to get in the paint where you use your size. He's 6'5", 6'6". He's playing against guys 6'2", 6'3". Get in there, jump up over him. Now we're posting him. He's getting some offensive rebounds. He's scoring in different ways other than just a spot-up shooter. So real excited about his advancement with his game.
Told him to get in the kitchen and eat a little bit more too, right? Bulk up a little bit, get a little bit bigger. As you go into the Saturday game, looking back at the weekend set was shorter, so Tariq goes off. Daniel had 20 on the Friday night in a big win. You win and score 101 points. And then you come back on a Saturday, and this is what I love about basketball. It's not the same guys necessarily, so some different guys step up. Brett Carter Jr., who, at times, we've seen him do this before, and then he'll have a rougher patch, but then he comes back, and he came back strong and really shot you guys off to a good lead on Saturday.
Well, we wanted to make sure we got off to a good start. I think we started out 14-0 in that game. And you never know from game to game, and we talked to our players a lot about it's that 40 minutes that you got to play. We played a terrific 40 minutes on Friday night. We got to come back and play another good 40 minutes on Saturday. And Brett's the guy that kind of got us going a little bit. It's one of those things as a coach, you just kind of get a gut feeling. We look back over the last 2 or 3 years, he's played great against Shorter. For whatever reason, he's played great, so we went with him early off the bench, and he came in and really played well, made shots, and really helped us kind of get going in that first half.
These games at West Georgia are huge. Are you guys, coming off short, do you kind of like where you are and get back into this in the GSC and have a chance to really make something happen?
Well, I like how we played. I thought the energy was good, our execution was good, our defense was much better. If we continue to improve over the week, I think we got a great chance going into the weekend of having 2 more really good efforts.
Coach, good luck out on the road. We'll look forward to seeing some highlights of that on the next show. Coming up next here on the program this time, we'll talk to Coach Stephanie Yelton coming off a game on a Tuesday night against Valdosta. That's next on Argo Sports Insider.
Real change occurs in that split second, a moment of connection among people.
With a common purpose,
a shared vision,
and a unified goal. What will you change?
What will change you? The University of West Florida. No limits.
The Florida Lottery is proud to support education by contributing billions of dollars to Florida schools and awarding countless Bright Future scholarships so Florida students can do more than just dream of a brighter future. They can create one. Learn more at flalottery.com.
What does Argo Spirit look like? Is it finding the perfect Argo outfit to show your team pride? Is it giving back while getting your pre-game grub? Or is it connecting with your community in the perfect spot? At Penn Air Federal Credit Union, it's being a proud sponsor of UWF Education, the Alumni Association, athletics, Penn Air Field, and having a spirit of communerosity. Learn more at pennair.org/aboutus.
This portion of Argo Sports Insider is brought to you by Penn Air Federal Credit Union, Jenny King, Hill Kelly Dodge, High Point Hotel Group, and the Florida Lottery.
Welcome back in here to Argo Sports Insider. Time to talk some women's hoops with Coach Stephanie Yelton of the UWF women's basketball team. Since we talked to you last on the show, kind of a monument that you passed. Coach got her 200th win, and it was a great one over a Lee team. You had them here in the field house, kind of bounced back on a Saturday and picked up a big win. Congratulations, and let's kind of start there. That was a big moment for your team.
Oh, amazing moment. You know, beating the number 18 team in the country here on our home floor. I think a big step for us, but also a big milestone, obviously, in my career. And any coach will tell you that when you're meeting those milestones, you don't do it by yourself. There's not a stat sheet that my name has been in. I haven't scored a point, gotten a rebound, gotten no game-winning assist in any of those 200 wins. It takes great players and good coaching staffs to get coaches there.
I think what was cool was the celebration you guys had afterwards. I know it was great to share that with your team, and just the genuine excitement of the players to help you get there.
Yeah, we've got a great group of women on our team. I mean, they are fun to be around. They're fun-loving. They're smart young women. So to have them be a part of that milestone, and for me to have that picture with them, with that 200 on top of it, it's really special to me.
You took that momentum from the Lee win on the road. You get a win at Shorter. I know it was a tough one on the Saturday. Then the following weekend, a split there. And what happened there? Kind of, I know you wanted to finish off with 2 wins and make that a 3-game win streak.
We certainly did, but we caught a Shorter team who is really coming on strong. We played okay on Friday and were able to beat them. And then Saturday's game, it just got a little tight. We had a lead in the fourth quarter. We had some crucial turnovers where we just couldn't get shot opportunities. And then they started attacking us on the other end, and we just could not plug that hole. And, it came up to a last-second play. We had an opportunity to go up by 1 with about 3 seconds left in the game. We happened just to miss that opportunity and wound up losing the game by 3. So close-fought game. Shorter's a much improved team. I mean, they're not that 2-10 team right now that they were earlier in the season.
I know consistency is a key for basketball teams, and you talked often this season about the fact you do have some experience on your roster, but a lot of youth too, yeah. So it's going to kind of ebb and flow. You mentioned, playing a number 18 team in the country and getting a win over them with Lee, and then your most recent game, number 5 team in the country, they're 12-1 coming in. Valdosta came in here, and you guys fought them. You fought them hard. You were down 4 at the half, and I thought even going into late into that game, a couple breaks, a shot or 2 falls, and you're right there. You end up not winning the game, but it was a good testament to how hard your team played.
Well, certainly. We go into halftime down by 4, and I thought we played them a great first half of basketball. But again, that kind of nemesis of ours that keeps creeping in. We had a third quarter. We had a scoring drought in the third quarter, so their lead stretched a little bit more. And then starting the fourth, I was just like you. I thought the same thing. If we could get a couple of good shots to fall, a couple of good defensive stops early in the fourth quarter, things could really change, and that momentum could shift in our direction. And we just weren't able to do that. We had some critical turnovers there at the beginning of the fourth. Valdosta were able to capitalize on those, and it really stretched their lead out to where we couldn't touch them at that point.
One other cool note, go with this West Georgia game coming up this weekend. It's the Play for K weekend, and that game will take place. I know that's big for you. You played at North Carolina, so a rival in K out, NC State. But this is a great moment for women's basketball and women's sports in general.
It was a great fundraiser and a great awareness event for breast cancer research. We've made great strides. The Kate Yelton Foundation raises millions of dollars each year to help that research and that awareness for women and breast cancer. So again, a great cause to put your money to, but also, of course, near and dear to my heart, being a North Carolina graduate and then coaching in the ACC. Not only did I get to play against the great teams at NC State that Coach Yao coached, but I got to coach against her and her teams as well. So a little bit of, family connection there and competitive connection in the coaching ranks. But we hope we have a great weekend this weekend.
We got some shirts coming in. I think some pink shirts your team can wear kind of in warm-ups. And if you're out there, can't come to the game because we still have some of the restrictions here as far as people that can attend in the field house. If you wear pink and send it in through social media, we may hook you up with a shirt as well. Coach, good luck to you this weekend.
Thank you.
And we'll look for some Argo wins. Coming up next here on the program, we'll talk softball. That season is underway, and the Argos got off to a great start.
For those who measure success by the worn tread on their tires, and those who strengthen their body and mind and drift through their weekends over nature's current. Andrews Institute, for those who move.
Welcome back into Argo Insider. Time to talk some softball. On the day we're shooting, it's a little chilly outside, so we brought Coach Ashley McLean inside to talk about opening the season, which, by the way, congratulations, 2 wins. You guys had to wait a while to get on the field. We talked about it on the previous program, those emotions and that opportunity to get out there. Lubbock Christian came into town for a weekend set. You win 2. How did it feel?
It felt amazing. The girls were hyped. The coaching staff was hyped. We knew it was going to be a big series. They got ranked nationally when it first came out, and they've always had a really solid team, so we knew their ace pitcher, and we did everything we could to prepare for them and prepare our kids, and the kids came out and played great and held into that first game, that 2-1 game, so it was exciting to see those little things happening.
Yeah, they gave their coach, a little bit of a whoo right off the bat, because the first game was, you mentioned 2-1, goes to the 7th inning, you win in a walk-off, and we'll take a look at some of the highlights as we're talking here. And I think sometimes, you've talked about, I feel like this team's going to be pretty good based on what we've done in the fall, based on what I see in practice. But that first game, you never know.
It is. It's exciting, to have that first game and have it be so close, and, our girls not to back down and step up when needed, and our senior, Courtney McClellan, come up with the hit, and us just capitalize on their error. Those are the kind of games you live for, and it's nice to finish on top of those kind of games and, just know that we can do it when the pressure's on.
Courtney came through big. You'd put in a pinch runner, I think. You get that run home and walk off, so you get a lot of energy to take into that second game. But on that first game, you've talked about having experience pitching in Kelsey and Grace, and Kelsey provided that, I think, game 1 for you.
She did. I told her Friday she was getting the start, and she kind of got the butterflies, and I was like, you're a senior. You know what to do, And so I thought she came out and threw a great game, and then our second game, G started, and we got a couple runs up, so we got our freshman in there, and she came in and just dominated.
What was the difference in the second game? Was it their pitching, or was it the bats? Just it takes a second to get going.
I think the momentum we had from the first game helped with our girls, and when our pitchers come out strong in that first inning, it kind of sets the tone, and so when we set the tone there, our bats came alive, and we just capitalized on it.
You had a chance to take your team out to the beach to take some pictures for the website, team headshots and stuff, and do a little batting practice. We had a chance to catch up with some of the girls to talk about that experience.
It's honestly one of the coolest experiences that we've had. This is my 4th year doing it. We got there and we get all prettied up and we take our pictures, and then we have some batting practice, and it's just really cool to be able to do that. I mean, you're catching putt flies on the sand and in the sand and at the beach, and the water's behind you, so it's really cool.
It's really amazing. I think it's something that really gets us to get together as a team and have fun and kind of get the season started off on a right note. Something that I've really cherished that we've done since my freshman year, and I hope that the new kids really love to do and carry on.
Coach, obviously a lot of fun to have your team out there, and I know the players really appreciated it. They had a good time. They stuck around kind of afterwards, right, just to enjoy Pensacola Beach. And well, what a cool thing to do. Kind of what was the thought process with that? You've done it before.
We have, and it's just something that we love to do. One, we get to take our pictures out there, and then we try to use the time instead of just driving out there and just take pictures. We, hit, or we get our conditioning coach out there and do a little workout. But our girls love to be out there. We all love to be out there, and why not use that while we live so close to it?
Little team bonding, right? Little time at the beach, and hey, if you can get a beach day in January, right? Hey, come on down, right? That's the way. I know a lot of players love to come here and see that beach. Well, good luck to you coming up on the road. You've been playing some tough opponents. I know North Georgia ranked nationally, and you get tested early.
We do. We definitely get tested, and it's exciting. That's what you want. I said it in our preseason video. You want to play the best. You got to beat the best to be the best. So just having that and being able to play those games and go to those places and play those big teams is exciting. So we're excited to get back after it, but we're also going to take care of business here.
We'll look to see you back at the Fork before too long. Coming up next here on the program, we'll talk about Football Signing Day. It's National Signing Day, big day for football fans and for the University of West Florida program, right here on Argo Sports Insider.
What does Argo Spirit look like? Is it finding the perfect Argo outfit to show your team pride? Is it giving back while getting your pre-game grub? Or is it connecting with your community in the perfect spot? At Penn Air Federal Credit Union, it's being a proud sponsor of UWF Education, the Alumni Association, athletics, Penn Air Field, and having a spirit of communerosity. Learn more at pennair.org/aboutus.
You got me falling hard, sweet baby. You got me falling hard for you. And still, I felt this way before. You know it's true. And still, you got me more and more. Oh, you got me falling hard.
This portion of Argo Sports Insider is brought to you by Coca-Cola, Baptist Healthcare and the Andrews Institute, Publix, Whataburger, and CPC Office Technologies.
Welcome back into Argo Sports Insider. We're here with UWF head football coach Pete Shinnick talking National Signing Day, which hit right as we were putting this show together. First of all, congratulations to you on a great class. 11 high school kids that are coming in to go with some transfers that you brought in mid-year. This is always an exciting time of year.
It is for every coach. You're excited about your future. You were able to sell your past and why these young men need to join your program. Then when they commit to you and say they want to be here, it's a great day for everybody.
You bring in something on both sides of the ball as far as the high school players that will come here and be Argos in the very near future. Let's talk about the defensive side of the ball first. You've got some size, you've got some athleticism in the DBs, and you bring in a linebacker too.
Yeah, so really, to get the two big defensive linemen up front, both those guys are athletic and are going to create problems, I think, for a lot of years to come. Cody at the linebacker spot, feel very good about him and how he moves. And then the three guys on the back end, again, a very athletic secondary. We feel like we've got some really good guys returning, but this freshman group will add to that.
Your offensive side of the ball is already loaded with a lot of guys who have done a lot of things, including winning trophies like this one that we're standing next to, the 2019 National Championship trophy, in case you were wondering which trophy it was. But you're bringing in some guys that, boy, especially at wide receiver, have got some dynamic size and athleticism and have already done some pretty impressive things.
Yeah, we really feel you can't have enough of those guys, and I think you saw that in the National Championship game, and we had great numbers by a couple of guys, but then a lot of people made plays. Kenneth Chanel made plays, Rodney Coates made plays, Karan Ashley made plays. That's exciting. So with these three really skilled freshmen, I think they're going to be very good for a long time.
Offensive lineman as well, big fella who hadn't played a lot of football, but he'll get that experience here. And then Ethan Yuska, local guy,
Yeah.
punter, all-state. And a nice mix. You've got guys from around the state of Florida and a couple local guys, including in the transfer crop that you're bringing in. That's always nice to have the local guys.
Well, it is, and it's great to be able to keep Ethan Yuska here at home. Powerful leg, strong kickoff, punt, field goal. He does it all. And then from the transfer aspect, we mentioned local, Jabir Fry, to be able to have him play his senior year after really 3 very productive years at Troy. It just makes it fun. I think it keeps some of the Pensacola people excited to hear some of those names coming back and playing for us.
And kind of lastly for you guys are out there practicing. It's getting into the spring season. It's a little bit unusual. It's probably a little earlier than some of the practices would go on. You guys are going to play some outside opponents to scrimmage a little bit, and hopefully we'll have that spring game in March.
Yeah, looking forward to hopefully getting somewhere around March 12th, the spring game here at Penn Air Field on campus. Obviously, got to go through a lot of guidelines to be able to see what that can look like, but really pleased with how our guys have gotten started. We really practiced. School started on a Tuesday. We practiced on a Friday. They've handled it extremely well. We got a mature group. They need to continue to challenge themselves, and we need to continue to challenge them to just keep getting better every day.
We will look forward to seeing you in action here in the spring and talking with you as we move on Argo Sports Insider. Coming up next here on the program, we'll meet some of our student athletes from the tennis courts and also dive into some great awards for Argo athletes this week.
Real change occurs in that split second, a moment of connection among people.
With a common purpose,
a shared vision,
and a unified goal. What will you change?
What will change you? The University of West Florida. No limits.
The Florida Lottery is proud to support education by contributing billions of dollars to Florida schools and awarding countless Bright Future scholarships so Florida students can do more than just dream of a brighter future. They can create one. Learn more at flalottery.com.
For those who measure success by the worn tread on their tires, and those who strengthen their body and mind and drift through their weekends over nature's current. Andrews Institute, for those who move.
Welcome back into Argo Sports Insider. On the program each time, we like to spend a little time with some of our student athletes here at the University of West Florida. The tennis season gets going in the next few weeks, both on the men's and women's side. So this week, we're taking it to the courts.
Hello, so my name is Nicolas Lecoutre. I'm from France. I live in south of France and I'm playing in the men's tennis team. I'm doing my MBA right now. When you're from Europe, you say like, Florida looks nice. I was like maybe California, maybe close to New York, and I choose like Florida. I choose Pensacola because I saw some picture on Google from the beach and I say, wow, the beach is amazing. So it's why I came here, and like very good tennis team too. Oh, the food, definitely the food. The food from my country, like the baguette, the cheese, the wine too. Like, I miss this, yeah. There is some good restaurant downtown in Pensacola where they try to make like French food, but I think everybody know, like in France we eat like foie gras, duck liver, I don't know, and snail too. So yeah, that's true. We used sometimes to eat this, so that's probably very weird for you guys, but we love it. I was playing soccer when I was young. I mean, I was very, very tall compared to all the kids from my same age. So I was like receiving red card or yellow card because I was sometimes like too violent for the kids, or I push them. So I quit tennis and I quit the soccer and I played tennis. I was better at that. I have a talent. I can show you right now if you want.
Yeah.
Up. I know what to do. I can put everything on my chin and like balance it without moving. And I can even speak without doing that. And I can also like put a chair or this, like, I don't know. My father used to do that and I don't know. The first time I came here, like, I was very surprised about like country music. Like, we don't really have country music, and the style also, like with the hat, with the boots. You go in like downtown and see some specific bar where they play country music and then dance. It was the first time I saw that. I will go for Burger King, I will go for McDonald's. I like the French fries in McDonald's, and I have like, for fast food, I like the mushroom Swiss burger from Whataburger. I love it. I love the sauce, I don't know why.
Hello, I'm Samantha Echevarria. I'm from Lima, Peru. I'm a student athlete here in University of West Florida. I'm doing a master's degree in clinical social work, and this will be my last semester playing tennis. There are a lot of things, but it was mainly being away from my family. I'm very close to my parents. I have a lot of friends back home, the culture. But I was very excited because I like to engage in new things and meet new people, and very curious about the world. It's easy, the beach. Oh, I love the ocean here. It's so nice, and also I really like the facilities in University of West Florida. I've never been in such a huge gym, and the tennis courts are really nice. Well, my favorite food is seafood, and back home there is so many ways to cook the fish, and there is a plate that I really love, and every time I go home, like, I basically eat it 5 times a week. And it's called ceviche. It's like raw fish cooked with lime and onion, and you basically always eat it in the beach. I listen to a lot of different types of music, depending on my mood and the situation. I really like reggaeton, Latin music, pop, house music, EDM. I don't know, people say I do a lot of random things. I like surfing. I really like it. I just recently bought a surfboard for my birthday last May, and if I'm not on the tennis court or at the library, I will be on the beach. I will go to Panera and get a salad.
What's on the salad?
Basic stuff: chicken, lettuce, avocado, a lot of veggies.
Women's tennis, women's golf get going in the next few weeks. The men will follow right after that. We've got the baseball season opening down at the Spoon here on campus at the University of West Florida. This weekend, West Alabama coming in to face Coach Mike Jeffcoat's team. Of course, men's and women's basketball going. Softball gets a little bit of a break, but they'll be back at it soon. So tons of stuff happening here on the campus in Pensacola, Florida. We do have some awards we need to hand out to some of our Argo athletes. Softball, a clean sweep of many of the awards. Kelsey Sweat, your GSC Pitcher of the Week. Courtney McClellan, the Player of the Week. And Montana Young, the Freshman of the Week. And in men's basketball, Tariq McElphin, GSC Player of the Week. Of course, GoArgos.com is your spot to get all your information, schedule changes and updates, and all the news and events that are happening here with the University of West Florida Athletic Program. And the Argo Armada app right there in your pocket. You can keep up with everything going on here. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time right here on Argo Sports Insider.